Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you only need one. Today we're going to review the Phylida Homage to a Rolex Yacht Master. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing a Bernie 2676M Homage to an Omega Aquaterra. And Grego is wearing my Fossil Uncharted Nathan Drake watch. Grego said Han Solo was quite upset. He just found out that when she was younger, Princess Leia posed for Flyboy magazine. She says she did it to raise money for the rebellion. He said there are more honorable ways of raising money. She could have smuggled spice like he did instead. Alright, let's take a look at the watch. It comes in this box. And here it is. This is the first Phylida on my channel and also the first Yacht Master homage. I was looking at a Cadison, but they always seem to be out of the blue one, and I really like the look of a blue Yacht Master with a red second hand. The Yacht Master looks a lot like a sub that's been blinged out and does not have the functionality of a diver's watch. This watch is supposed to be for boating, and the Rolex literature mentions some kind of gobbledygook about using the timing bezel to start yacht races. The main goal of the Yacht Master is to look good on your yacht. I'm sure if you actually own a yacht, you probably don't watch my channel. The boats that some of my viewers own are probably pontoons, fishing boats, or speedboats. They say that a man's home is his castle. You could say the same thing about boats and yachts. A real Rolex Yacht Master has a platinum bezel. You're not going to get platinum on a $90 homage, but you're still getting that blingy look with this steel bezel. The watch is 40 millimeters at the bezel, 47.8 millimeters lug to lug, 52.5 if you measure at the protruding end links. It's 13.7 millimeters thick if you don't count the Cyclops, has a 20 millimeter lug width, and weighs 150 grams on the supplied bracelet with 2 links removed. The bezel is a 60-click solid steel with bead blasted background and polished embossed numbers and markers. Since this is not a diver watch timing your remaining oxygen, it is bidirectional. Unfortunately, the action is really light and you can hardly hear the clicks at all. It is so light that it easily gets knocked out of place. I'll often look down at it and it will no longer be at the home position. And that happens quite a bit. The dial is a deep blue with sunburst effect. It's got Phylida printed on top. Then it says automatic in red on the bottom. Has applied loomed indices with a triangle at the 12, batons at the 6 and 9, and dots everywhere else. It has your typical Rolex style loomed hands. Then it has a red second hand with a loom lollipop. The date is at the 3 with a Cyclops that does a pretty good job at magnifying the date. This is no wimpy Cyclops. It has an unsigned screw down crown that helps with the 100 meters water resistance. It doesn't have a nice pop though when unscrewing. You just have to keep unscrewing until you don't feel much resistance. But setting the watch is nice and easy. The movement hacks. And when you go to change the minute hand and press in the crown, it doesn't jump or anything stupid like that. Plus, screwing it back down is really easy too. The threads catch really quickly and you don't feel a lot of thread resistance. So it's got some pretty good thread action. Has a flat sapphire crystal. I tested it just to make sure because you never know about these cheaper Chinese watches, and I've never had a Phylida before, but it passed with flying colors. There's no mention of AR coating, but it does a pretty good job of not reflecting the light. There's some reflection, of course, but it's not horrible. The case is solid stainless steel. It's got polished tops and sides and a brushed bottom. The case back is a screw down coin edge with no writing on it at all. Then it has this brushed flat surface. I really wish they would have stuck with more traditional case back because I don't have the tools to remove a coin edge. Yes, I know the Rolex has the coin edge and it's trying to be like the Rolex, but most Rolex homages do not. Underneath the case back is the DG2813 movement. I could have gotten a Miyota 8215 for $10 more, but I wanted to review the cheaper option. This is a 3 Hz movement that hand winds and hacks and has a unidirectional rotor. Here it is on the time grapher. As you can see, it's doing pretty good. Plus 11 seconds is not awful for a very affordable Chinese movement. Plus, look at that amplitude. Wow, 343 degrees. That's some pretty serious amplitude there, and hardly any beat error. So this movement's pretty good for the price. The bracelet is an oyster style with solid end links. It also has polished center links, and it also has screw pin adjusters. And as you can see, the screw pins have nice big heads with deep slots, so it's really easy to adjust. The clasp is unsigned, and it's your typical Rolex style, oyster style, but it has 5 slots of micro adjust, so that's nice, so you can get a good fit on it. Here we are, my 7.5 inch wrist. As you can see, it looks nice. Wears nice. Fits my wrist good. I had to remove 2 links to fit this on my 7.5 inch wrist. And these are fairly big links, so you should be able to wear this if you have an 8 1/4. Here we are in the Lume room. Wearing the watch, I knew it had decent but not spectacular lume. I'm sure this test will confirm that. As we speed up the time, we can see it confirms my initial impression. The lume is pretty good and perfectly adequate for a sub $100 non-diver watch, but not near as good as my Seiko Safari or Tag Heuer Aqua Racer. What do I like about this watch? Well, they really nailed the look of a Yacht Master, and I really like this deep blue dial, and it wears real nice. It's very comfortable, and it's got nice big screw pins, making adjusting the bracelet nice and easy. What are my gripes and groans? Loose bezel action. I mean, really loose, and it makes knocking the bezel out of alignment really easily. I look down, and several times I'll have it set here, and then I'll look down and it'll be like over here or over here, and it doesn't take much to do that. And if it wasn't for that, the bezel action would be good, because the clicks are nice, they just are too light. I don't like the fact that it has a coin edge case back. It makes taking the case back off hard if you don't have the right tools. And other than that, there's really not that much to complain about. Do I recommend this watch? That all depends on how you feel about the bezel. This watch nails the look of a Yacht Master, wears nice, and should be perfectly adequate unless you actually own a yacht. Sail away in style with this beauty. But there is a caveat. There are some of you that are going to find the loose bezel action annoying even if they never use the timing bezel, because it's going to be knocked out of place many times. If looking down at your watch and seeing the bezel out of place is going to bother you, then do yourself a favor and find a different Homage. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Phylida Yacht Master. There's no reference numbers, so I'll just call it a Yacht Master. And I will be back with another review, because I've done lots of unboxings lately. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.